Hey everyone, it's Jim T. Graham with RCGroups.com, and I took a minute at lunch to work on something that I have been meaning to get finished since I got it. You may know who this is. This is Nifty Norman. The reason it matters, I've owned a few of these planes in my life, just a few, because there aren't that many around, and it only means something to guys like me, I guess. But when I say the Nifty Norman, this is Nifty Norman number one, the predecessor of all electric Normans, and it was hanging in the trailer of Lane from Lane's Planes. Go check them out. And I talked Lane into, he did give me a kit to build, but I'm like, dude, I want that. I know you don't want to sell it. I get it. But if you did, I really would want it. And so he sold it to me with the kit, and it's been sitting around the, I was hoping I could plug and play, but I don't know if you can see this. But this motor evidently has talked to the earth intimately and did a little asphalt inspecting. And so I was thought, man, I'll just order a new motor, no big deal. But then this weekend I was back in the shop and I looked up and man, I can't think of what that airplane is back there. It was what we used to race at CEF, like CEF 1, 2, and 3. Maybe it'll come to me. Is it around? No, I'll put it up. Anyway, on the back of that plane, I had tried to hop it up, and it was too much, as I recall, and I never flew it again. And on it was a PJS 1200. And if you're at all into old RC, or you started electric back when electric really got going, that would have been back in my Hobby Lobby days. The PJS was a motor, and I bet money this was a prototype, because there's no reason I wound up with this PJS other than the fact that they sent it to us to test. And I melted a fair share of those before they went to market. This one I must have liked, and I bet money it came off one of my 3D. Anyway, I found this thing, and then I thought all I need now is an ESC, and I keep everything in groups in the back shop. There is a Blue Jetty 40 amp. And as you may or may not know, Jetty I feel underrated everything they made. So this 40 amp would be perfect for this PJS, which then leads us to the battery that I'm going to put on this thing. And the battery is going to be, okay, I need to go and look at the instructions on how everything works in here. But yeah, I have a 3S22 or 2100 down there, and that's what I'm going to attempt first. The next thing, I'm going to have to figure out where that thing lives. And then, this is the best part, you've already seen it, but for me, I pulled it out, I'm putting the motor on, I'm finding the ESC, then I went back and got a Spectrum receiver to run with my DX9 over here. And then I was like, hold on, I forgot there were lights in this thing. I have attempted to create night airplanes before, and they would fall off, or I go to the beach and they get wet or whatever. So the end of the game is I don't own any night airplanes, any lit airplanes like this. And so I was like, holy cow, there's LEDs in this thing. I plugged it all up, and I took a second LiPo down there at the bottom, pretty big. I don't think this airplane will care how big a battery I put in it. I plug it in, and I was like, what? Even my wife was impressed, and I think we all know how hard it is to impress a wife with an RC airplane. So there you go. The only thing not blinking on this thing is the tail group. I did get everything bound. I have rudder and Ellie, and I have not tested I just plugged in the ailerons. And then I'm going to, before I button everything down, I'm going to go back and try to find pictures on where the battery should live and all that good stuff. And then I'm going to try to screw it all together and then see if it'll fit in the truck without taking it apart. But when she came to life, I was like, holy cow, I should do a video. Down here, you'll see another project that's not RC related I've been working on, which is a USB-based car horn that allows you to upload 10 WAV files, and you can have 10 different buttons for 10 different sounds. And yesterday, this is just bonus material, y'all. Yesterday, I figured out how to make it remote control so I can make the horn go off when I'm not in the vehicle itself. So that's pretty cool. You know that I'm saying that this is the brain for the sound effects piece. You could put sound effects like a cow. Holy cow. This is a pretty good idea that I'm having live on the YouTube Hangout. I could buy another one of these. I think they're 15 bucks, maybe 20 bucks, and then get some sort of internal speaker with an amp. And I'm sure someone's done this. My memory is recalling, but I could put a cow in here and make this thing moo, and have a remote to make it moo, or I could have a switch on board from the controller that would then maybe make it work. I don't know. This is a whole nother deal happening here in my mind. Yeah, so people keep telling me I need to make this horn. We'll see. First, I'm going to get it on a vehicle, my truck, and see how I like it. And P.S., that's the biggest wad of Velcro in Tennessee, which comes in handy all the time. So anyway, the main goal here was to talk to you about A, Lane's planes in the Nifty Norman. B, I'm excited because now it's ready to fly. I literally could go get in the truck and go fly it right now, which, you know, that's sort of part of my job, so maybe I should. Here's the LEDs and the light coming around the side. And the PJ 1200 was exciting that it's going to fly again after all these years. Maybe like 15 years this thing's been out. Hopefully everything's set up right there. And then I've got the Piggy 3D sitting in the back, and it needs an ESC and to be glued together. And then I'll have the Nifty Norman, the Piggy 3D, and I'll have the retro bevy of airplanes. All right, everyone, hit the like, hit subscribe. If you hit subscribe, if you're seeing this not live, you can hit subscribe, and then you can always jump in when something cool happens like this. And thanks to all the live viewers out there. I'm Jim T. Graham with RCGroups.com. You know, we're the world's largest and most active RC website, and that counts everything. All right, y'all. Bye. Simmer down now.